Alright y'all, so I'm sitting in the vehicle outside of an area I've been trying to trap for beaver, and massive failure. I just discovered, I think there was another guy that trapped this before me. How I discovered it is I found a sack of stones that I think he was using as his drowning rig. Anyway, there was a beaver hut. I'm going to show you all that footage. I'm just going to do like a 2 minutes. For the last 2 weeks, I trapped in 2 different locations. Both had great sign. Both I had 0 success in. So I'm just going to show you like 2 minutes of that, and as I'm moving on to the last location. Today is March 25th, and I have until March 30th to catch beavers. I have one more spot that I've been eyeballing that has a lot of beaver sign. Hopefully, no one's tried to trap it. Hopefully the beavers are ready to play ball. We can add a couple more to our total, get some more beaver meat in the freezer, some more pelts on the wall. So stay tuned. This will be episode 10. Episode 10.
All right. Well, I just walked across that dam. That seemed to be the way to do it. I'm gonna drop my bag. Look for good spots to do this. Now I know I can walk across the dam. Very cool. Wind blows in this direction. Maybe I can finally get some traps set in places where I can actually make some catches. So let me go over here first, check this out. Well, here's a crossover if I've ever seen one. We're gonna snare it right there. No brainer. Man, the construction down here is so wild. So we got another dam right here, creating this pool. But like, they've kind of built a dam here, you know, just enough to kind of stop any kind of flow of water. All these sticks over here, I would think. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a caster mount right here, drown them in that direction or out that way. Go through that, cast around over there, a drowner, snare on that crossover. Yeah, I mean, you can see, I don't know if you can see that. There's a trail that goes from the water up into the woods. Might be another good place for a snare, but they're definitely here. Well, I think they're here. Stuff looks pretty fresh, so let me get going. Try to get some things set here. Okay, I can tell the water is still kind of high. We had a lot of rain yesterday, a lot of storms. Actually, 2 days ago. It's still kind of high, so I have a caster mount right out here towards the end. That's real deep water. I imagine that this water here is going to just disappear. I blocked it off a little bit, so that's on a drowning rig. And I got 2 more sets over here I'll show you. All right, and then on this clear crossover, I have a snare at the bottom of it. And then over here, I have a foothold attached to a drowning rig going out in that direction. That was very deep right there. So 2 blind sets, 1 caster mount. Then I have the 2 snares that I set almost over there by that roadside. If you can see it, they're kind of over there. I don't have too much faith in them, so tomorrow when I get here, if those are untouched, I'm going to pull those 2 out of there and bring them over here and set them. I would rather, this looks like where they're really at all the time. So let's see what check day 1 brings us. So check day 1. See if we can get across. All right, guys, I had to switch batteries on the GoPro. So I'm down here for check day 1. There was nothing in the snare, so I'm going to move them. And over here on my caster mount, I did catch a beaver. It's not a huge beaver, but I did catch one. I just drug it up. My drowner rod worked perfect. Everything worked the way I wanted it to work. My blind set, something knocked down the snare, and a muskrat got in my drowner. So beaver and a muskrat. Didn't want the muskrat, but that's what we got. That's the truth. And this guy got all wrapped up and sunk himself, and it worked great. So like I said, young beaver, but I'm sure there's more in here. So we'll get it reset and see what we can get done tomorrow. By the way, that was caught on Foxy Flattails. I'm gonna switch it over to Caven's Timber just because I'm getting low on my Foxy Flattail. We'll just see if it makes a difference. So check. All right, I got my caster mount reset, put Caven's on it, got my drowning rig here reset, and got my snare reset. I put a stick here on this trail and put some Foxy on it just to get that smell in this area, to just try to get beavers here instead of muskrats. So a muskrat and a beaver. Let's see what check day 2 brings. All right, guys, I'm back where I caught the beaver this morning. I only have a couple days left the season, so I'm just throwing everything in the kitchen sink at them. So I'm setting a bunch of different traps. I just went down beyond where I caught that and set a snare. So I have a snare. Then I've got that caster mount that made that catch redid. I have the crossover where the muskrat got in it. So I have that foothold reset, that snare reset. I came over here, I'm working on a caster mount now. And I want to show you something. My last video, but the last episode 9 previous to this, I was trapping beavers and I was having problems with these L brackets, and they weren't letting my beaver go down the cable to drown. So all I've been doing is I've been bending them pretty aggressively, right? So I've bent it from an L to that, and it lets it slide back and forth a little bit easier. But I've noticed it still locks. It's just better. So I'm using this. That's what drowned that beaver. I want you to be able to fly. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for this episode. I really appreciate you watching. Consider subscribing. We're going to do a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. The giveaway is going to be 1 dozen Bridger number 2 dogless traps. I'll announce the details of that giveaway whenever it gets close, but I think we're sitting around 880 subscribers. This is the time of year where it normally slows way down, and that's okay, I get it. But I would like to, at the beginning of trapping season next year, be able to give away those traps to somebody out there. So
keep that in mind. Only one beaver out of this last location. It's a gorgeous spot. I'm gonna have to come back next year and figure it out. A lot of muskrats. I think I'm gonna come down early with a bunch of 110s during muskrat season and go for mink and muskrat. Let's try to clean it out, at the same time scout for some beaver. 5 dams in this location. I don't know if you counted that with the drum of 5, and I'm pretty sure I caught 1 beaver just by his own dam. I think it might have been just him by himself. I had tracks of another beaver on that caster mound, I think a day or 2 after that, but there was a whole nother dam down there I didn't even know about, and a whole nother pond system right here that I couldn't really reach. So I might have to bring like a kayak or something to float around with, or a little raft to get around down through here better. Just so here's what's coming up for bonehead trapping. I'm going to be trying to do some maybe catch and cooks, some beaver recipe videos. I think I'm going to throw out a little bit of fur handling stuff, just some different kind of stuff that I normally don't do. I'm going to try to keep the videos consistent, but not as consistent as every single week or every 2 weeks. It might be every 3 weeks, once a month, you know, just to hold me over till trapping season. This is predominantly a trapping channel, so every time I put a fishing video out, it doesn't do too good. Anytime I put a hunting video out, and I'll still do them just for my own records, but you guys like the trapping stuff, so I'm going to try to stick to trapping content. God bless, tight chains, and I'll see y'all in the next one.